Welcome to the Medical Show. Today we are going to discuss a very important subject. Who makes the decision whether to, the medical decision, whether it's the parents or the physicians? For years we all thought that physicians are the ultimate deciders. Who makes the decision? Is it the house or is it the hospital? To find out, I'm joined here by Dr. Abdulla Al Emadi from the Emadi Hospital. Tell me, have the rules change? I thought the doctors have always had the right to say this needs to be done and this needs to be avoided.
Okay, what the doctors usually do is they consult the parent and they tell them what's best for their child. So they tell them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is good for your child. And then would the parents actually pick one of the 5. So for example, if I have leukemia cancer and then my parent says that I want chemotherapy, so then I'll undergo chemotherapy. So whatever is the final decision goes within the parents. But the physician, what their job is to do is to bring out the alternatives. So they tell you that you can do this, or this, or this, and then it lies up to the parent what they want to do.
I noticed that you have took the life-threatening situation when it comes to cancer.
Yes.
What about simple issues like immunizations? These are neither taken by the doctor nor by the parents. It's just at a certain stage in the life of the child, then immunization needs to be taken.
So you mean like
hepatitis, polio, and all that?
That actually goes within the parent. So the parent decides that their child wants to have hepatitis injection, then they can do it. So, and for example, when you're going outside other countries, you need some type of injections. So like when I was going to go to South Africa, I got hepatitis injection and 2 other different injections just for me to be secure from all the diseases. So it's best for you at the end of the day. It actually helps you so not to get those diseases that you'd get if you didn't have those.
And what about cases like, for instance, braces?
Right.
Who makes the decision?
Braces, I think that because we often neglect the child's choice. We often neglect that as adults and as doctors. We don't really look at that and consider that. But what we do in Al Emadi Hospital, we actually consider that and take that into consideration, because at the end of the day, the child is the actual patient. So we listen to the patient who is the child as much as we do with the parent. So if the child wants...
What does that mean? For instance, if the child says, I don't want the braces because I don't want to be the laughing stock at school, then that's it? That would be it? Or
no.
That will be perhaps a little bit of cajoling between the physician, the dentist in this case, and the father and the mother, and say, you need to convince him that this is going to be good for him when he is or she is 18.
The doctors will do that, but they won't force the child on anything. They won't hold them down to the bed and put the braces on them. They won't do that. The parents will, at the end of the day, will try and persuade them, will try and convince them that this is actually better for you in the long term. And then if the child agrees, whether or not he agrees, the parent has the last decision, and they tell the doctor, okay, my child wants braces, my child doesn't.
Well, let's look at this part of the world where there's a considerable measure of obesity.
Right.
That is just a fact.
Yes.
Simply because children in this part of the world, you know, they drink a lot of pops and eat hamburgers, cheeseburgers, and all that. Who makes the decision to ration the calories? Is it upon recommendations and perhaps a session with the doctor, or is it the father and the mother say, no more cheeseburgers, no more Coke?
Well, what I think is that the parent and the physician should do this, because the parent will just say that this is bad for you, but they won't really understand how it's bad for you and what diseases that this should actually could give you. So basically they just know obesity, but it can give you like heart diseases, it can give you liver diseases. And I think that the physician should really talk to the patient as well, who's the child, and explain to them that this is really bad for you and tell them why it's bad for you.
Final question, Dr. Abdullah. What about rationing the money with which they buy the cheeseburgers?
What do you mean?
For instance, a father says, you can't have 100 riyal every day.